Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. Now, I'm not going to take up a huge amount of your time before you go anywhere, but what we're going to do is completely change your mindset on exactly why you are the one thing that you need for your success. Not everyone around you. So, let's dive into it. You've built something that most people never will. Yet you keep putting yourself last. And here's the truth of it. You're sacrificing your body, your sleep, your mental health for more hours, more growth, more output. It's unsustainable, mate. It doesn't last forever. And maybe you've got to a point where actually the business isn't growing like it once used to. And I promise you now, it's not because the world is changing. It's probably not because of the economy, right? It's not because your lead flow has died out. It's purely off the fact that you are not showing up as that man that you used to be, and people fucking sniff it out, right? So, if your energy blows out, so does everything else. Clients don't get served, staff lose leadership, right? Your family gets the leftovers. That's the be all and end all of it, mate, right? You need to redefine what success actually looks like. It's a big pill to swallow. It's not just about profit. It's about present, power, and peace of mind. You want to be able to operate as that man that you deserve to be. But right now, you're probably watching this video with a coffee in your hand. You've skipped breakfast this morning. You haven't trained in about 3 months. And I can fucking tell it through a camera where I can't even see you. That's the kind of point that you've got to right now. So, you can ask me how I do this now, aren't you? Before I do, why do most men drift? We need to know the root cause of all problems before we can solve them. You should know that. You didn't mean to let yourself go. This wasn't something that you chose to do. You just kept on putting everything else first. And unfortunately, it added up. Neglect doesn't happen overnight, unfortunately, mate. It happens in small, seemingly justifiable decisions. The odd skipped workout, the odd takeaway, the odd hour less of sleep each night, the stress that just gets swept underneath the carpet. And eventually what happens is you lose your edge. You feel slower, you feel weaker, your brain feels foggier, but tell yourself that this is just part of the grind is not the case. It's not what's supposed to happen. It happens to a hell of a lot of people, which is why everyone thinks it's normal, but I promise you, mate, it is not. And there is a reason why these high performers that you're seeing out there, these guys making 10 times the amount that you are right now, are all switched on. And I promise you, you look at their body, you look at their training routine, you look at their nutrition, you'll know exactly why. You need to take ownership of it, though. You need to track the last 7 days of your decisions and then look at where you came last in them decisions. And I promise you, 50 to 90% of that time, you were going to be last on that list. So we need to shift that identity at the end of the day, and we need to shift them standards. So you're not just a business owner, right? You're a role model for many people. Your identity drives your actions, and your actions drive your outcomes. I'm going to say that again. You're not just a business owner. You are a role model to your friends, to your family, to your employees, to your team. Your identity drives your actions. Who you think you are is who you will be. And your action, therefore, drive your outcomes. Most men still operate off that identity of a hustler, not the leader. And that's why you keep sacrificing yourself to serve others, because you're that hustler. You're the guy that does the hours, you put the work in, you neglect yourself, because at the start, that's probably what you thought you had to do. But the same person that does that is the same guy that never progresses forwards because he can't manage his team properly. You want to set that minimum standard for yourself. This is your non-negotiable version of you. A base mark that I want you to set for yourself right now. And this is not rocket science, right? It is very simple, but you keep not doing it. 3 workouts a week, 40 minutes to an hour. That's all I'm asking for, mate. 3 solid meals a day. It's not rocket science, is it? 7 hours of sleep minimum, 8 to 10k steps per day, and please, just no excuses. I don't care what happened in your day. I don't want to hear it. No excuses. All you need right now is alignment to this. So, the loop that you're currently in. Inputs, then conceive, energy turns into execution, and execution turns into results. Now, the problem is that is the place where you want to be. If your inputs, your food, your rest, your training, your mental bandwidth are weak, your output is capped. The less you're able to input, the less energy that gets conceived, the less execution you make, and the less results you get. Simple as that. You can't perform under pressure if your foundation is unsustainable, right? You wouldn't try and build a massive mansion, a massive skyscraper in a bog, would you? With no foundations. Because it might go up, it might go up, it might go up, but then suddenly the fucking bottom of it is going to go out to the side and it's going to be crashed down to the floor. It's probably what's about to happen in your life as well. Put simply, burnout isn't a badge of honor to wear. Please do not walk around expressing how burnt out you are, because it's not respectable. Nobody honors that. Call your mate, go, oh, I bet you've been working really hard, mate. No, mate, you've just been wasting fucking hours. That's all you've been doing, realistically. Your efficiency has been completely off. So what you've had to do is spend 10 hours on a 5-hour task. That's it, right? When you lead other people best, that is when you're operating on full capacity. Not limping through each day, running on caffeine and adrenaline, right? You want firm foundations to this. No matter what happens in your day, no matter if a client cancels, no matter if a payment doesn't go through, no matter if a fucking team member doesn't show up, you want to just take it on the chin and be like, okay, that's cool. That's great. If they want to do that, we'll find someone else. Not a problem, right? That's the kind of mental bandwidth that you want to be running on. Not, oh my God, a client's just left. Oh my God, he hasn't shown up today. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That payment hasn't gone through. Fucking sort that out. Not their fault. Probably because someone wasn't showing up as the leader that they need to show up as. So, you want to build a non-negotiable input routine. A morning walk. And I keep saying this, right? It is very, very simple stuff, right? But my question to you is, why the fuck aren't you doing it? If it's that simple, because you could turn around to me and you could be like, God's sake, it's just another one of these coaches telling me to go on a morning walk. Try it, commit to it, and see what happens. There's a reason why a lot of people say this stuff, because it works. It's as simple as that. A morning walk, a protein-rich breakfast. You can do 10 minutes of journaling if you want. I'm going to be completely honest. I think 10 minutes is probably a little bit too much. But you want to spend 10 minutes a day understanding where you're at. I think that's really important. It brings peace, brings clarity. Don't have to write it down, but it might just be on the way to work, when you're walking or when you're in the car. Turn the fucking music off. Sit there. Don't get annoyed by the traffic that you're sat in. Accept it and just appreciate where you are in life. Because I can imagine you are very successful, right? But me and you both know that there's other stuff that we can be working on right now. And there's other stuff holding you back. So from self-neglect to ownership is where we want to be. I'd love to say that I'm going to come and save you, right? But the truth is that no one is. You can either continue to drift in and deeper into fatigue and frustration, or you can learn to take control. The first part of control comes with ownership of it, knowing that you're not in the best place that you can be. Taking yourself off your high horse, dropping the ego and going, I need help with this. That's where it starts with. When you put yourself first, everyone else around you benefits, right? Your partner gets a more present version of yourself. Your kids get a stronger role model. And someone that actually can listen to them because they're not mentally fatigued. You're going to remember what happened in their day. You're going to remember what they're working towards at the moment. That's the kind of man you want to be, right? If you can't even do that, then you've got a big problem. And more importantly, because you're very business focused, I can tell that, your team gets a better leader. They respect you more without you even having to say anything. You don't have to walk around the office shouting at people to lead a team, right? You do know that. You don't have to act with frustration. You could just sit there and be like, this is how we do it. This is how I'm doing it. You see me walk around the office. This is how we do stuff. Sit down with them, have a real conversation with them, and ask them why that's not happening for them. That is the kind of leader that you want to be. You want to be that person that they can turn to in them hard moments, knowing that you've got it all figured out. If you don't have it all figured out, they're not going to look to you as a leader. Doesn't matter what success you've had, if they can tell that on a day-to-day basis, because these people spend a lot of time around you, then that's going to show up in your work as well. I promise you this is not selfish either, because that is a big reason why a lot of guys don't act on it sooner. They see it as selfish. They see that hour or two a week, them few hours a week, focusing on themselves as selfish. This isn't selfish. This is responsibility. This is what it means to be that man you promised you'd become when you first started out on this journey. You wanted it all. Nobody just wants money. Nobody just wants success. We all deep down want it all, and you can have it all. But you have to learn to take ownership of this. So, what I want you to do is write down the person that you want to be remembered as. And then ask, are my current actions aligned to that man? Is how I'm waking up in the morning and going about my day the same as that man that I want to be remembered as? For your team, for your kids, for your family. Is that man the person that you want to be remembered as? Or right now, do you feel like they see you in a dark light that you don't want to be seen as? Closing thoughts on this. Your body, as cliche as this sounds, was the first and is the first business that you ever built. And one too many men let that fall apart chasing external winds. We only get one. We only get one ecosystem. You only get one brain in this life. You only get one body in this life. And before you turn around to me and tell me that you can have robotics and all the rest of it these days, you can if you want to go down that route. Right, I just wouldn't advise it. But you only get one real body. You only get one you. Okay? Do not let that completely fall apart by chasing external wins, because you won't even be able to celebrate them external wins if you continue to do that. This mission that you're on right now does not have to cost you your health. You can have both. You can be thriving in life and thriving in business. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Now, hopefully, after 17 minutes of listening to my voice, as annoying as it is, you've understood, you've accepted, and you've realized that you actually need to make a change. And that it's not selfish. It's just something that you've been neglecting for a long time, and now it's caught up to you. So what I want you to do is message me, that person that you want to become. Message me whether or not you are currently taking the actions to become that person. And then what we're going to do from there is set actions in place of how we can actually move this forwards. If you want the full breakdown of this, I do have a longer episode, and I have a few podcast episodes that explain this in more detail so that you can take the next step with this. But what I would recommend, if your mental place right now is the thing holding you back, you might as well book in for a free consultation with me, right? Purely off the fact that speaking to someone about it, being able to understand it properly, worst case scenario, you're going to walk away from that with a completely new mindset that is tailored directly to you. Best case scenario, you find an outlet for it. You find that thing that is finally going to work for you, and you find that missing piece of the puzzle. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this has made a change. And please, do not ever put yourself last. There's only one you fucking matter, and the people around you need you.